Actually, you can go ahead and start. Yep, please go ahead and start.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, and thank you for gathering here today in the spirit of justice, integrity, and shared humanity. I'm Sunakshi Srivastav, hosting the India segment in collaboration with Usawa Literary Review. At Usawa Literary Review, our very name, Usawa, meaning equality in Swahili, calls us to confront the unevenness of our world, to amplify voices that have been marginalized, and to challenge the hierarchies and hegemonies that shape our lived realities. Our work is rooted in feminist thought and in the liberation of all underrepresented communities, and it is in that same spirit that we speak today in solidarity with the people of Palestine. We are joined in today's reading by Smita, Aditya, Arushi, Jeet, Devi, Atrey, Kartikeya, Biswamit, Soumya, Annie, Priya, Pallavi, Mamta, and Mani. Thank you, Smita. We can have you, please.
Smita, you're muted right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Smita Sahai. I want to start the reading with a poem by Dalia Taha, translated by Sarah El Kamel. It's called Enter Butterfly's Garden for Mahmoud Darwish. I picked up the butterfly's burden and could not put it down. Every poem I read again, and it was that way for days. Poetry possesses this power. You can read the same poem 1,000 times and always find dew on the words. In poetry, I found language in the war where every word had lost its meaning, save for enough. In the book with a dead poet's photo on the cover, every word was where it had always been and very much alive, and they voiced what no one else could say. You could start your day without words and end it without words. You can start the day with fog and stay right there. The next poem I want to read is by a Bosnian novelist and poet, Farouk Shehich. It's called Who Came Back. It's a very long poem, so I'll be reading only sections from it. Um, it has been translated from the Bosnian by Ina Salimovic. Who came back? Who came back from war? Who actually came back? A horse in a field? Dandelion come parachutes? Did the horse come back from war? His mane, his eyes tell nothing. Hoofs twitch, pestered by green bottle flies. You know, I once saw a dead man with flies nesting in his eyes, a corpse we sold to the other side for some oil and sugar. Did the man come back from war? Asks the earth, asks the grass. Which man came back from war? What is his name? How tall is he? What color are his eyes? So, no maggots. Is he right or left handed? And the horse, an army horse, did he not tumble into the ravine of his own accord? Wild horses wander the mountains above the surrounded city like refrains. Who came back from war? Who actually came back? Asked the Chernozem, asked the humus, the forest floor, the peat, the roots of a wild saffron. Where does he live, the man who came back from war and his wife and children joyful? Did his door brighten? Does the brook by his house babble like it once babbled in childhood? Has it waited for the man to come back from war? Have the golden spoons awaited his return and the golden morsels for life to begin after war? Ask the things, decades decaying in the raised house. Did the burnt house come back from war? The scorched mirror casts a ghastly reflection. Houses without roofs, the white bark of birch saplings in living rooms, yellow leaves, purple leaves, the color of worms of an emperor's cloak. Did the cloak come back from war? If he did come back, where does he live? Is his life comfortable or bare? He was given a medal, a war pension, a prosthesis. Does he dream of revenge? Does he dream of a world bereft of wounds, bereft of scars? I'm skipping ahead. If the mass grave came back, then the wolf is sated and all the victims accounted for. Where and how does the mass grave live if it came back from war? How deep is it, or how high? How far it extends all the way to the slope where the forest begins, where boletes grow, white mushrooms, mycelium of peace. Is it a good life or merely one of survival? Come night, when the razed city sinks into sleep, does the criminal croon love songs beside the mass grave, or do they both lie low, shielding their love with an oath of silence? Maybe no one came back from war. Maybe the leaves, maybe the weeds, maybe the cobwebs, maybe the dew. Maybe it swells, shines, grows, maybe the clouds, maybe the tracks in the mud, maybe the shrapnel holes in the walls, maybe the tattooed stump, a rose and snake, and I love you to the sky and beyond, cross swords and other people's fate. Someone must have come back from the war, sleep through the violence of peace, sleep through the vulgarity of recovery. Someone stirred awake by poor recovery, bad seams. Someone knew the body was fine, more or less, but the soul rotten. And how can a single particle of light be fixed? Set the mechanics straight, no one could say the simple truth that no one ever out there came back out of the crystal pharynx, out of the dark night where the moon's teeth reflect on the bayonet. Whoever first comes back from war, let them send a postcard from that city of glass. We'll wait. You'll wait. They, the dead, will certainly lie in wait. Send us an Eban when you get back, so we can send you real money, so you can treat yourself and enjoy as befits that foreign place. Whoever first comes back from war must forget the dead and comb the grass over the graves to hide Chitumuli. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I'm thinking about also the relations between Palestine and South Asia right now today. And I'm reminded of a poem by Faiz, which I'm going to read in the Urdu and then in English translation, which I've kind of attempted. It's called Filistini Bacche Ke Liye Lori. मत रो बच्चे रो रो के अभी तेरी अम्मा की आंख लगी है मत रो बच्चे कुछ ही पहले तेरे अब्बा ने अपने गम से रुखसत ली है मत रो बच्चे तेरा भाई अपने ख्वाब की तितली पीछे दूर कहीं परदेस गया है मत रो बच्चे तेरी बाजी का डोला पराए देस गया है मत रो बच्चे तेरे आंगन में मुर्दा सूरज नहला के गए हैं चंद्रमा दफना के गए हैं मत रो बच्चे अम्मी अब्बा बाजी भाई चांद और सूरज तू अगर रोएगा तो ये सब और भी तुझे रुलाएंगे तो मुस्काएगा तो शायद सारे एक दिन भेस बदल कर तुझसे खेलने लौट आएंगे इंग्लिश डोंट क्राई चाइल्ड योर मॉमी हैज ओनली जस्ट क्राइड herself to sleep Don't cry, child. Just a while ago, your father took leave of all his sorrows. Don't cry, child. Your brother has gone to another land, chasing after his butterfly dreams. Don't cry, child. Your sister has married and left for another country. Don't cry, child. In your courtyard, they bathed the dead sun and buried the moon before leaving. Don't cry, child. For if you cry, mom, dad, sister, brother, the moon and the sun, all will have all you will have made even weepier. But maybe if you smile, they will one day all return in a different guise to play with you. This was Faiz, who was born in Pakistan, and he served in World War II for the British Indian Army. And very soon after partition, he started writing a lot of poetry um, about the place where he was exiled, which was Beirut, Lebanon. And that is where Israel had attacked when he wrote this poem. Um, the next thing I'm going to read is a very short story um, by a Hindi Urdu writer, Asghar Wajahat, which I've translated. It's about the riots in 2002 in Gujarat. And the story is called The Spirits of Shah Alam Camp. And I feel like there is a certain resonance that the story has with not only the Palestinian condition, um, but the smell and the difficulty of a riot. Um, Spirits of Shah Alam Camp. The day passes somehow in Shah Alam Camp, but the nights are tumultuous. There is so much noise that all sounds go unheard. Screams and summons, clamor and din, wails and hollers, sighs and sobs. It is a time of such unrest. Allah save them. Spirits come to visit their children at night. Spirits caress the heads of their orphaned children, meet their empty eyes with their own, and mutter something. Hold the children to their breasts. Their heartrending screams from when they were burnt alive echo in the background. When the entire camp falls asleep, the children wake up. They long to see their mothers and eat with their fathers. How are you, Siraj? Asks Amma's spirit, caressing his head. How are you, Amma? The mother looks happy. She says, Siraj, I am a spirit now. No one can burn me anymore. Amma, can I be a spirit too? After midnight, a woman's anxious, maddened spirit reaches Shah Alam camp, looking for her child. Her child is neither in that world nor in the camp. Her heart sinks. The other women's spirits also start searching for her child. All of them sieve through the camp together and go to the mohalla where the houses crackle in the fire. Because they are spirits, they can enter the burning houses. They look in every nook, every corner, but the child is not found. In the end, the spirits go to the rioters. The rioters are making petrol bombs for tomorrow, cleaning guns, polishing weapons. When the mother asks them about her child, they laugh and say, You mad woman, when groups of 10, 20 people are burned together, who keeps track of one child? He must be lying in some heap of ash. The mother says, No, no, I have looked everywhere and didn't find him anywhere. Then another rioter asks, Oh, is she the mother of that child we left impaled on the Trishul? He must be stuck between the two worlds. Part 3. Spirits come to Shah Alam camp after midnight. The spirits bring food from heaven for their children. They also bring water, medicines, whatnot, and give everything to their children. There is no reason that the child would go hungry, roam naked, or fall sick in Shah Alam camp. As a result, the camp has gained great renown. Its fame has reached nations far, far away. When a major politician from Delhi goes to Shah Alam camp for inspection, he is elated. This is such a fine place. All Muslim children of the country should be sent here, he says. After midnight, a child spirit comes to Shah Alam camp. The child glows like a firefly in the night. He flies here and there, runs and runs through the entire camp, leaps playfully, causes mischief. This child speaks clearly, doesn't stutter. He clings to his mother's robes, to his father's finger. Unlike the other children of the camp, this child is overjoyed. Why are you so happy, kid? Don't you know why? Everyone knows. Why? Because I am evidence. Evidence of what? Evidence of bravery. Whose bravery? Those who tore me from my mother's belly and split me in two. Look, last part. Spirits come to Shah Alam camp after midnight. One day, along with the others, an old man spirit also arrives at the camp. The old man is almost naked, only a skimpy dhoti tied around his waist, chappals in his feet, and a wooden stick in his hand. Somewhere in his dhoti, he has tucked a pocket watch. The spirits ask the old man, is some relative of yours also in the camp? The old man says, no and yes. The spirits think that the old man is deranged and leave him to himself. He begins to circle the camp. Someone asks the old man again, Baba, who are you looking for? The old man says, people who can murder me. Why? 50 years ago, I was killed by a gunshot. Now I want the rioters to burn me alive. Why do you want this, Baba? Only to show them that I did not die when they shot me with a gun, and I will not die even if they burn me alive. Thanks.
Rushi, please turn on your video and audio.
Hi, I'm Arushi. I'm going to read two poems Summer in Gaza by Uzma Falak, a Kashmiri poet, and a Nazm by Sahir Ludhianvi, an Indian poet. I've selected these poems because I feel it is necessary for us in this moment as South Asian voices to affirm our commitment to the cause of Palestinian liberation. This commitment has to be unconditional. Summer in Gaza, a poem by Uzma Falak. We are left to count again massacres, dead eyes harboring a dream, burnt throats on the brink of an anthem, charred olives, faithful lips and fingers maimed. Seraj, 8, Basim, 10, Musa, 16, Muhammad Khalaf, 4, Malikiye, 1.5 years old. Shreds. Hamdan's son Ibrahim, Ghafoor's daughter Ranim. Ranim means a chant, Basim means a smile. We count again our bombed homes, skies, ours, prayers, promises, flags, trinkets, morsels. Wait. We lose count again of your airstrikes, mortars, missiles, dime bombs. We count again our dreams, olives, flowers, clenched fists, our feet marching. We give birth to your destruction. Every time we make love, you count. The next is a Nazm by Sahir Ludhianvi. हम अमन चाहते हैं मगर जुल्म के खिलाफ गर जंग लाजमी है तो फिर जंग ही सही जालिम को जो ना रोके वो शामिल है जुल्म में कातिल को जो ना टोके वो कातिल के साथ है हम सरबकफ उठे हैं हक फतायाब हो कह दो उसे जो लश्करे बातिल के साथ है इस ढंग पर है जोर तो ये ढंग ही सही, जालिम की कोई जात नहीं, मजहब नहीं, कोई काम, जालिम के लब पे जिक्र भी इनका गुनाह है, फलती नहीं है शखे सितम इस ज़मीं पर, तारीख जानती है ज़माना गवाह है, कुछ कोर बातनों की नज़र तंग ही सही, ये ज़र की जंग नहीं ना ज़मीनों की जंग है, ये जंग है बका के उसूलों के वास्ते, जो खून हमने नज़र दिया है ज़मीं को, वो खून है गुलाब के फूलों के वास्ते, फूटेगी सुबह अमन लहू रंग ही सही। थैंक यू।
Hello, my name is Jeet Thayil. I'm going to read three poems from a book called The City Under the City, a collaboration with John Kinsella, and these are poems from my part of the book. It's an honor to be here with so many poets, reading in solidarity with the people of Palestine and Gaza in particular. This is called New Age Blood Sport. They know how to kill. They're gifted at this. They can kill at a distance, up close, from the sky, from the sea, when you expect it, when you don't. When you're with your shrunken family, when you're alone or praying, or asleep, when you're playing, or sick, when you're tending to the dead. They are skilled at killing. Their machinery is new and complex. They've invested years of labor, more money than you'll ever see. When not working, they like to dance. At festivals all over the world, they get high in the mountains, swim in the ocean, brown in the sun. They open cafes in distant places where locals aren't allowed to enter. The menus are in their language. The food is healthy, clean, and cheap. They eat with friends, watch the boats, nap after lunch, buy quilts for the winter, watch movies with the sound on mute so as not to disturb the baby. Drink apple, beetroot, carrot juice first thing in the morning. Get on a Zoom call and laugh, and sleep the sleep of innocence. The next poem is called Black Christmas. It's Christmas. Flares light the night sky above the camps. No one dares sing. Beautiful tears in your eyes, you turn on your side. How do we turn? How sleep? How eat? How drink wine? How do we pray, give thanks? Christmas tears drench the dirt on the one road. How do we write? And the last poem I'm going to read is called We Sing Our Song of Praise. Eyes full of sleep and smoke, we run into the street and praise the sky. Where fire falls in columns, praise the hands too far to touch, praise the gaps in the head. Standing in line 8 hours for water, we praise the water. In the hospital become dust, we praise the dust. We are dust. In the operation theater, when the power fails, we praise your power. In makeshift homes, makeshift gardens, we praise the dead. Each second of video we praise. Behind cars, in doorways. With our hands to our face, we praise. With mud in our mouths, we offer the fruit of our lips. We praise and go on praising. The slow ancient trees on fire we praise. Our missing friends, rockets flying like endearments. The last words of the last city extinguished like light in her eyes. We don't stop praising. Louder we praise, burning, forgotten by you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Devi. I am a writer, editor, and educator from Bengaluru. I'm going to be reading a poem by Tariq Lutun, who is a Palestinian American poet and community organizer. It's called We Already Know This. There is more to us than what was taken from us. A place to call home, land of olive trees and their branches. Palestine, there, I've said it. I want to be sure that everyone knows from where my parents hail. Everyone needs a place to call home. Genocide, everyone, I would hope, knows that it did not start and did not end with the Holocaust. I haven't forgotten that everyone needs a place on this planet, and I prefer to live where I can leave the doors unlocked, or live without the doors, or hell. I don't even care for walls, but I do care for the blues, water, the sadness that comes when it is not within sight. I don't know if there is a child anywhere on this earth that wasn't, at least once, held by their mother. Again, water, where my mother held me until I was given to land. Oh, firm land, how my father holds me. Folks keep calling for blood to dress you in it. I don't think any of them know truly how much of it the body can take, how much of it the body can lose. Thank you. Before I go, I just wanted to share a few fundraising initiatives. One is called Community Care Funds. It's by fellow writers and friends. They collect donations for different individuals and families in Gaza each week. So if you search for you will be able to find that initiative. There's also Crafts for Funds, where artists are working using commissions to customize commissions to raise funds for individuals and families in Gaza. And obviously, of course, there's Operation Olive Branch. They have a huge directory of families who are in need of material support. So anyone who is able to, I encourage you to consider contributing and supporting. Thank you to all. Thank you to everyone, the organizers, everyone, the readers, and everyone working towards Palestinian liberation in our lifetime. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'm reading from Bangalore. I'm going to be reading from Dr. Refat Alarir's poem, Olive Tree, O apostrophe live. Oh, beat me more, hit me with your sticks, step on my leaves, smother my twigs under your boots, like how you always do. The beating I bear, the humiliation, I do not care, but take me not, steal me not, even if I burn. Here I belong, and to them I shall return. If you hear my talk, you may feel my pain, but you belong not here. You do not even know how to touch me, how to gently squeeze me, how to hug me, how to wipe off the dust when I am ripe and when I am not, when I need water and when I do not, and how to pick me like how they always do. Your smell and heavy boots, and the metal on your backs, and your metal bars. For God's sakes, who on earth olives picks with metal bars for sticks? But I ramble again, because you won't understand. And if you understood me, you would not, in the first place, be here. You come and go. I see you once or twice a year, with either flames or sticks, and I weep for the rest of the year. But one day my twigs shall grow, the oil shall flow, my people shall glow, and you will go. This is a poem from Rafat's book, If I Must Die, which was also which was a poem that went viral some time before he was murdered by an Israeli airstrike, along with his brother, sister, and their children on December 6, 2023. Next, I'll be reading um, from a song by Mashru Leila, a Lebanese queer rock band. Um, One second, sorry. The song is called Cavalry, and the music video is a short film of which shows IOF soldiers storming a Palestinian home and a young girl uh, who reacts with defiance and anger. Just a minute. Just pulling it up, sorry. So I'll be reading from the English version of the song. One second. Best stop brandishing that sword of yours, lest you fall right off your throne. If I fail, if I die, I'll come back every time, till I've seen you through. Oh, every head you cut turns into three. Oh, I burst into armies of me. You and your cavalry, you got nothing on me. Best you trust and believe, you got nothing on me. Push me off a cliff and watch me fly. Then I strike a pose in the sky. You can try, but you're losing. Say goodbye. Face the music. You can't keep us down. Oh, drop by drop, the river melts away. Oh, every pillar standing in her way. You and your cavalry, you got nothing on me. Best you trust and believe, you got nothing on me. Told you not to try me, you got nothing on me. You and your cavalry, you got nothing on me. Thank you.
Annie, can you please turn your video on and audio on?
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me? I am going to read this poem. I wrote it a few years ago, actually, many years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago. It's part of a 5-part series called Five Poems, Five Newspaper Reports Rewritten for Greater Clarity. The focus of these poems really was that the media shapes our narrative, our way of thinking, and how these headlines are framed will kind of decide how we think about things. And there was this headline in the newspaper: two Palestinians shot dead after attacking Israelis. And my poem is a response to that headline and the things that are not said and not even implied in the text of the articles. Two Palestinians shot dead after attacking Israelis. Two people armed with knives were killed after they separately rushed towards different groups of Israelis armed with guns. Two people set out from home, or whatever remained of that feeling called home. It is unclear if they kissed anyone goodbye, but preliminary imaginings indicate they held that thought a while. It is unclear if their homes had been bombed or if any children died in the shelling. It is unclear whether they rebuilt or relocated, or if they had, whether they were bombed a second time. It is clear they had access to kitchen knives. It is clear they rushed towards wielders of guns. It is clear the guns would be used. The color of their skin is clear. Their olive trees, their pets, their throaty mother tongue, their last words were not so clear. And one more short poem. This is part of a series I was writing about New York, and I met on my first, just very short visit to New York. I met this cafe that was on the street, and there was a guy who kept giving me a discount, and I asked why. And so the poem is kind of written in his voice, almost exactly as he talked. And the man was Palestinian, so this poem. It's okay, he says. You don't need to pay the rest. It's only a dime, and a dime is 10 cents, and I am from Palestine. So, but why? You are one of ours. I knew right away. How did I know? Just from the way you walked up and down, looking for God knows what, touching but not taking, then buying this one thing piled with meat and your hair and your smile. One of ours, sure, I knew right away. That's the poem from me.
Pallavi, if you can turn your video and audio on, and Mamta, you as well. It won't interrupt anything. Pallavi, you're live, so you can go ahead and start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Pallavi. I'm logging in from Chennai. I'm going to read a poem that I've written for this event, in fact. I think of two lands that know the sound of sudden breaking, yet still manage to gather their mornings with a kind of practiced calm. In Palestine, a child leans toward a window after a long night. In India, another child listens to a distant siren slide through the streets. Both wait for the moment when ordinary noise returns and the day begins to feel possible again. Comfort often arrives without ceremony, a cup of tea carried across the courtyard, a thin cotton cloth placed on a fevered head, the murmur of family in another room as they argue over nothing important, small signs that life, for all its fractures, keeps trying to hold its shape. I think of the olive tree and the neem tree standing in their own seasons, both stubborn in their growth, both offering shade to anyone who draws near. Even in harsh light, they keep a steady patience that people borrow when they cannot find their own. Grief moves through these places like summer heat. It presses in and stays longer than invited, yet the body learns how to breathe around it. Some nights are heavy, but dawn still gathers the sky, slow and deliberate, as if teaching us to look up again. If hope needs a bed to rest, it might choose the pause before sunrise when the world softens for a moment. There, between the two horizons, I place a quiet wish for a Palestine held by simple peace and the kind of comfort that comes from people standing together despite all that tries to scatter them. I'm going to follow with a poem by Najwan Darvish. It's titled I Write the Land, and it's published in World Literature Today. I want to write the land. I want the words to be the land itself. But I'm just a statue the Romans carved and the Arabs forgot. Colonizers stole my severed hand and stuck it in a museum. No matter, I still want to write it. The land. My words are everywhere, and silence is my story. I'll end with another poem by him. It's titled Barely Breathing. Sorrow pours from the rooms while I, like a ghost, enter your abandoned homes, holding my end in my hand, sleeping and waking with my ruin. It's dispiriting to become acquainted with my own desolation, to keep step with it to this extent. They weigh on me, these abandoned houses, this desertion that fills your homes. I enter their hollowed hearts and can barely breathe. Neither Arabs nor Persians nor Byzantines can feel me now. Didn't I ever have a history? And how did I lose them along the way? Poems that were the world unfurling in a moment. And how were you lost, all of you? You took my share of loss and left abandonment behind. A planet with no ribs, you left it for me, you left it to burden me. If I said I was leaving, there would be no one here but abandonment with its hoarse voice that's swallowing my own. Thank you very much.